Capricorn. This is Destined Divinity Tarot, and I'm finishing up my first set of zodiac readings for what you need to hear right now. One thing that I'm getting for all of the Capricorns is that you're all pretty much waiting to experience the fruits of your labor. I get this feeling of being in the energy where it seems like you're not doing enough, like you're not working hard enough, like you're not there for somebody enough, or just the things that you have around you. It's just you're feeling as though you're missing something. I'm not entirely sure, but it does feel different for each pile. And I have these stones here just to help you make your decision of which reading to watch. The first one is going with the Tiger's Eye. And the second reading is with the Moonstone here. So pick the group that's calling out the most to you right now. Just use your intuition. Whichever stone is drawing you in the most. Go click on the timestamp in the description box to get there, and we'll get into your reading. Hello, Capricorn, Group 1. This is the group with the Tiger's Eye. And the first cards to your reading are the Nine of Wands, keyword power. Which in a lot of instances, power is basically pertaining to like your internal power, like your mental power. In a lot of traditional tarots, you'll see an image in the Nine of Wands of a sort of anxiety or having the world on your shoulders. And then the next one is Isis, the Princess of Swords. So one thing about Isis is that she is the most important Egyptian goddess. In their mythology, they worship her as the goddess of motherhood, fertility, and so much more. She's very important, and she's very selfless, and she's super powerful. So what I'm getting here from this Nine of Wands and Isis together, I'm pretty much just feeling as though you right now are not very aware of just how powerful you are. Sort of like you're just, it's like pre-stages. You know what I mean? Like the pre-Isis, before she became the legend that she is today. You know, but before she was known as the most important goddess in Egyptian mythology, she was just the daughter of the sky goddess and the wife of the ruler of Egypt, and then eventually the widower, I can't remember. It's the widow, right? The widow of the ruler of Egypt, the sister of the ruler of Egypt. You know, in the beginning of her story, she's never the main character, you know? And that's kind of what I'm feeling is how you're feeling. Like you're not the main character of your own story. Like you're not in control of anything. And going along with the whole the energy I was feeling earlier, that you seem to feeling like you're not doing enough. I think that feeling of not doing enough is more of a feeling like you're not powerful enough to keep doing, maybe. So let's see what else they have to say to you. What do Capricorn Group 1 really need to hear right now? Give me some more information about their situation. What do they really need to hear right now? Okay. And one thing, you know, about Isis, the swords, those represent air. And air represents sort of the energy of going with the flow, right? You can't control the air. You can really just stand there and breathe it. So for a Capricorn, an earth sign that is so focused on stability, going with the flow and just letting things happen can be very difficult for you. And trust me, I understand. I get that. So the first card that fell out for you guys is Aeon or Eon, which in traditional tarot decks is Judgment. So this here is Pluto energy. And for some reason, I thought the smallest of the planets. I mean, I know that scientists have decided that it is not a planet, but that's what came to my mind, is the fact that it's the smallest. So once again, that sense where you just feel really small right now. You feel like your power isn't enough. So let's see, what else we got here? 10 of Wands. Oppression being the keyword here, which is super interesting, being that you got the 9 of Wands. So that definitely tells me that you're coming to an end of a cycle. 10s are where one suit ends and another begins. 10 and then ace comes up after that. So ending a cycle of oppression is where you're at right now. Feeling held back. So this may be more that you're intimidated by your own power. Because Pluto energy is another very strong indication of power, and a very strong indication of your power with other people in general. And going with the idea of judgment, and I just keep zoning into this little fetus here, like you're being really hard on yourself for this transition that you're going through, or for this ending of this cycle, as if you did something that you knew you needed to do. But I think what you're wondering is if it was the right decision, if it was worth it, if it's going to help you reach your goals, or if it's going to hinder your goals. So there's self-doubt definitely creeping up on you right now. So what do you need to hear right now? What's this card? If I can grab it. Let's see. Nails are always such a great idea until you're trying to grab a card in a video, right? Jeez. Okay. There we go. The Hanged Man. So this card speaks about waiting. It speaks about sort of planting roots to lead towards change. There's a little moon back here that I'm keying into that tells me that your situation has something to do with your intuition. So like I was saying before, the fact that it feels like you made a decision, like you felt you did what you needed to do. This is you doubting yourself and waiting for basically clarity to come. Like whether or not it really was the right decision, you're just like, well, was it? I mean, what's going to happen now? Because I feel that you can sense that the end is near, or that the beginning is near, that change is coming. You're not sure if you can handle it. And you're not sure if you made the right decision in bringing it to you. But I definitely, and this is personally, this isn't spirit, okay? This is me telling you that if your intuition guided you to do something, that doubting it is just a whole lot of anxiety working against the power you have to bring whatever you want to your path. To put like all of that self-doubt and all of these things running through your head prevent you from actually hopping on whichever path you need to take to get there. And if you'll notice, these 3 paths down here, do they not all lead to the same place? So it's almost like Spirit's joking with you. Like, did it really matter what way you took to get here? You were going to be brought whatever you deserved anyways. And one thing that helps me get through life is knowing, I was told before that nothing that is meant for you is ever going to pass you by. And so when I get really worried about an ending, about losing something, or get really worried that I'm not good enough for something, that's what I try to remember. That if it's meant for me, it's not going to disappear. And it's the same for you. And I believe it's the same for everybody. I just feel that we need one more card here. Okay. The Prince of Cups. So the way that I see this is the universe bringing you what you need, but basically waiting until they know that you need it. I say that because this is represented by Parsifal, and he goes on a journey in order to retrieve the Holy Grail, right? And this journey takes time. And he was meant to bring this Holy Grail back to the king or whatever. But impatience and curiosity, I do believe, get the better of him in that story. And even if that's not the exact story, like, I don't have the memory of like Dr. Spencer Reed or something. But I do know that what I'm hearing right now is that you worked hard to retrieve whatever it is that you might call this cup. You worked hard to retrieve this cup. Whatever that cup is to you. I don't know. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's, a burrito on your way home from work. I really don't know. But I do know that whatever it is that's on your mind, that you're feeling like you may not be good enough for, you worked hard to put it on your path in the first place. And there's like this... There's this certain fear, certainty, and manipulation that I feel from the look in his eyes. And that idea of fear is bringing me to this, this upside down man here, a warped perspective. And I think what Spirit really wants you to hear right now is that you need to change your perspective. I'm keying into these little birds here, right? And they're telling me that whatever decision you made, you're not trapped in it. You're not, the energy and the future and decision making, life paths, this shit's never really final. I realize that I'm a tarot reader and I'm sitting here like believing in something that has the ability to look into the future. I mean, I read these cards through emotion because I'm an empath. And I do believe that there are certain signs that you can receive to tell you what to expect in the near future. But things are always changing. Energy is always changing. I tell people this all the time. Even, I'm sure you've heard from millions of people that, don't expect somebody else to change. No. But that might be true. Don't expect it of others, but expect that of yourself, because you're with you every day. You see yourself change every day, and you change for yourself every day. So what I'm really trying to get at here is that whatever decision you made, whatever outcome that's headed your way because of it, just remember that you have the power to choose, to change your mind, to take whatever path you want to get where you want to go. These things are not set in stone. So I feel like I definitely rambled on for a little too long for you guys, but I really hope that helps somehow. I really do, because I know as a Capricorn, you're hardwired to to put your all into everything. And uncertainty is not your strongest emotion, or you don't feel very strong in the realm of uncertainty. But sometimes you just need to surrender to it, because the only thing you can control is yourself and your decisions, right? So don't feel stuck, and don't feel like you're not good enough. Don't forget that whatever's meant for you is never going to pass you by. So once again, I hope that helps somehow. And don't forget to press the like button, share this video, and subscribe for future zodiac readings. And I'll see you next time. Hello, Capricorn Group 2. You got the Moonstone here. And the first cards to your reading are the Fool. So this is the first card in the tarot, so it speaks to new beginnings, and it's not always very literal. Like, it doesn't exactly mean that you're foolish or anything, but there is this sadness to the expression on his face in this card, and I feel like your energy is in the realm of insecurity in some way. I'm not entirely sure in what way yet. Let's see. So the next card is the Queen of Swords, represented by Nut, the Egyptian sky goddess. So what this tells me is pretty much just that I think you're feeling insecure about your support system, or maybe insecure about what you're doing to support someone else. I definitely feel with that not doing enough that I was sensing from the energy of Capricorn. Not doing enough, and this insecure feeling. It's like you're not feeling sick. I think that insecurity is basically in your own path, in your own destiny. Because what I find interesting about Nut is that I don't remember how the story goes exactly, but I do remember that her destiny winds up being to take Ra, or Ray, no, it's Ray. Take Ray, the creator god. She took him to the heavens. And she has a lot of children. So that's where I get this whole support thing. You can see in the image here. If you look it up, usually it's that like her children are holding her up as she holds the sky up, or something like that. But anyways, back to what I was trying to say, is that I feel like you're insecure about your path. I feel like you're insecure about your destiny. I feel like you're worried about something in regards to, well, with this card showing up, the Hierophant. This is like about a sort of teacher, lessons, wisdom, having a higher perspective, and I'm keying into this light that he's looking at, it's as if he wants to know exactly what he's looking at. What is this little light? He's putting a lot of meaning behind this little light. And I feel like that's you looking into your future, because you want something meaningful. Let me see. What do you need to hear right now? Does Capricorn Group 2 really need to hear right now? Because at the moment, I'm just feeling so unsure. And maybe that's how you guys are feeling. Unsure. Unsure about what, though? Why are you so unsure? Why are you thinking so hard? What we got here? Okay, the Five of Swords. Keyword, defeat. So, first thing I want to point out the fact that this is a 5. 5s are always an indication of change approaching. And so the 5 of Swords, keyword defeat, this is like, this sort of conflict is an internal kind. I am really doubting with these independent energies going on so far in your reading. I'm really doubting that this is a conflict you're having with somebody else. And maybe the other cards are going to prove me wrong, but it feels more like a conflict inside. And once again, here's this little bubble with this little thing inside of it, you know, just floating, just something to look at. And it's just kind of really interesting. And then you mix that with the Fool here. They both have this just look of what does it all mean? I think you guys are getting really deep in trying to find meaning in the smallest of things. These things are feeling really meaningless right now. You're feeling really unsure. You're feeling unsure of where you're going. Unsure if you want to go there. And that kind of relates to the other group. But for them, it was like they made a decision already that they needed to stick to and see what was going to happen of it. And for you guys, it feels more like you haven't reached that point of making the decision. You've really only, like, I don't think you've taken any sort of action. I think you've just been in this internal battle, you know, being drawn two ways, so to speak. I just thought of like having an angel on one shoulder and a little devil on the other. What else do you guys want to show me? What do they need to hear? The High Priestess. So once again, we have some mystery. We have some uncertainty. And there's emotion that plays through this card, and that kind of clears things up for me, because I read cards through feelings, and the way I was feeling was sort of sad. Getting into your guys' energy, I'm feeling so overwhelmed by everything that I don't know. And in this card right now, I'm keying into this little trail down here, which, if this is making any sort of sense to you, you might need to take a look at the first group, because I spoke a lot about, there was some imagery that's really similar to this, and I'm gonna say the same thing to you that I said to them, that, you know, however you choose to whatever path you take, and whatever ending you're hoping to come out of that path, basically just not to think too hard about it, because what is meant for you will come, and it won't leave. Man, I'm sorry. This energy is just got me feeling giggly, and it's got me feeling uncertain, and it Alright, I just grabbed one more card for you, the King of Cups. Some more emotion. Okay, what are you going through, Capricorn? Like, what is this? It's so unstable. Like, emotionally unstable. You know, just worried. There's so much worry here. There's so much worry. There is longing, and loss of faith in yourself. And I just have to say, that's so wild. That's so crazy. I have never met a Capricorn in my life that didn't at least present that shit. I don't got nothing wrong with me. I got everything under control. I know exactly what I'm doing. If that makes any sense. And I could bet some money that you probably do have most people around you convinced that you're perfectly fine. But you are dealing with some major inner turmoil in regards to the things that you don't know. And both of these cards here are telling me that you need to look to yourself for these answers. And obviously that's what you've been doing. Both of these other cards tell me that you've been in your head about this. But you're in the wrong side of your head. The wrong side of your head, meaning that you're ignoring the intuitive side of yourself, which, you are an earth sign, and logic is kind of a Capricorn sort of route to take when you make decisions. But they're telling you right now that you're overthinking and that you pretty much already know. So sometimes all these questions that we have about our lives become very unclear. And I'm hearing right now that for you, it's because of what other people have been saying. It's because of other people's expectations and other people's goals for themselves. It's not you. I feel like maybe you've spent too much time talking about it, and other people's responses or other people's ideas have kind of entered your mind and intruded on your actual train of thought. Everybody else's thought processes, they have you thinking a little too logically and a little too, I don't want to say conformed. That's not really what I mean. I want to say more like you're thinking in a conventionally, like to get into a more unconventional or unconventional way of thinking. Listen to your gut, listen to your intuition and do what you want to do and what you feel is right. Because this King of Cups tells me that you have so much wisdom and that you definitely weigh your options and you prioritize the things that are most important to you. And if you already have those sorts of skills, then overthinking can be very dangerous. With such a wise sort of person and such a free sort of spirit, overthinking and allowing others' ideas to intrude on you can begin to close you off from what you already know. So don't go seeking answers with other people and then thinking about them later. Sometimes you just need to keep things to yourself until you've got it figured out. Because other people don't know you like you know you. And that must be why I kept hearing support in the beginning. Because I think that's what you're looking for. Like support. Like you're looking for somebody else to validate your path or your decisions or your ideas. And really you don't need anybody else's approval. You don't need that. You already know what you want. You already know what you need. And even if you can't put it into words, like you don't know exactly what to ask for, you definitely can get there with a little more looking within. And like I said, this is the kind of looking within where you're gathering answers from yourself. You're asking questions of yourself. You're thinking more deeply about things. Don't go to whoever, ask their opinion and then stress out about their opinion, stress out about what they said that they think you should do, because once again, it doesn't matter. So look, this is what Spirit wants you to hear. Spirit wants you to hear that you need to do whatever it is that you feel is right. Spirit wants you to hear that you need to just have the confidence in your own wisdom and in your own path, and to take some time away from others. Keep some things to yourself and really just dig deep. Figure out where this uncertainty is really coming from. Why are you so afraid? You know, just ask yourself the tough questions is what I'm getting at. So look, I really hope that helps somehow. And I'm really sorry that I talked for 16 minutes. I'm sure that I could have shortened that in a few ways. But hey, if you stuck all the way through this and you resonated with it at all, please let me know in the comment section. And give this video a like. Subscribe for future zodiac readings. And I'll see you next time.